When you watch him play, what stands out is how effortlessly he covers the court, despite his tall frame. That fluidity doesn't just happen naturally. His stretching helps maintain a wide range of motion in his hips, shoulders, and lower back, which are critical for reacting to fast shots and changing direction quickly. Instead of looking stiff or restricted, he glides into positions where many players. This becomes especially important on hard courts where quick stops and explosive pushes are constant. His movement is often described as unconventional, but it's extremely efficient. Stretching contributes to that efficiency by reducing unnecessary tension in his muscles. When the body is relaxed, it responds faster. That means he can adjust mid-stride, slide into shots, and recover without losing control. Over time, this leads to better court coverage and the ability to stay in rallies longer without burning out. There's also a clear impact on how he hits the ball. Flexibility in the upper body allows him to generate pace from positions that seem awkward or stretched out. You'll often see him returning powerful shots while leaning or reaching far outside his comfort zone, yet still producing clean, controlled contact. This is where his preparation off the court translates directly into performance. His body can rotate smoothly, even when he's under pressure, which helps him maintain depth and accuracy. Another important benefit is how it supports his defensive style. Medvedev is known for absorbing pace and redirecting it rather than always attacking first. To do that effectively, he needs to stay balanced while extending his reach. Stretching enhances that reach, allowing him to get to balls that might otherwise be out of range. Once he gets there, his flexibility helps him stabilize quickly, turning defense into a neutral or even offensive position. His serve also gains subtle advantages. A more flexible shoulder and back allow for a smoother motion, reducing strain while still generating power. This doesn't just help with speed, but also with consistency over long matches. When the body isn't tight, the motion becomes repeatable, and that's key for maintaining a high first serve percentage deep into matches. What really sets many players start to tighten up physically as fatigue sets in, but Medvedev often maintains his looseness. That gives him an edge in extended rallies and long matches, where small physical differences become decisive. His ability to keep moving freely while others slow down is a direct reflection of his body's preparedness. Injuries are also less likely when the body is consistently maintained in this way. By keeping muscles and joints flexible, he reduces the risk of strains caused by sudden movements or overextension. This allows him to train consistently and compete at a high level without frequent interruptions. Tennis is not just about moving forward and backward. Almost every shot involves some level of twisting through the hips and torso. By strengthening that rotational chain, he creates a body that can transfer energy smoothly from the ground up into the racket without breaking that flow. When his core is strong in rotation, his movement becomes more connected. Instead of his upper and lower bodies working separately, everything links together. This is why he can slide into a shot, rotate through contact, and recover in one continuous motion. It gives him that signature fluidity where he doesn't look rushed even when he's defending deep behind the baseline. His body is able to absorb force, rotate, and send energy back out efficiently. This directly improves his ground strokes on both his forehand and backhand rotation. With better rotational strength, he can generate pace without needing exaggerated swings. That's why his shots often look compact, but still penetrate through the court. It also helps him stay accurate when he's stretched wide, because his core can stabilize and guide the shot instead of relying only on his arms. Another big benefit shows up in how he handles high-pressure defensive situations. Medvedev is known for retrieving balls that seem out of reach, often hitting while his body is still turning. Rotational strength allows him to control those moments. Even when he's pulled far off the court, his torso can rotate back into position just enough to create a clean strike that turns defense into a neutral rally instead of a weak reply. His serve also becomes more efficient. A strong rotational core helps him coil and uncoil through the motion, which adds power without extra strain on the arm. It's not just about hitting harder, but about producing that power consistently. Over long matches, This reduces fatigue because the energy is coming from larger muscle groups rather than smaller, more injury-prone areas. Fluidity is where everything comes together. With improved rotation, his body doesn't fight itself during movement or shot execution. Transitions between defense and offense become smoother, and his timing improves because his body is moving as one unit. This is especially the more fluid his motion, the easier it is for him to stay locked into long rallies without errors creeping in. It also enhances his ability to change direction quickly. Tennis points often come down to how fast you can adjust after hitting a shot. Rotational strength helps him decelerate, turn, and push off again without losing balance. That's a key reason why he can cover the court so effectively. He's not just fast in a straight line, but efficient in how he turns and reacts. That constant adjustment through footwork is what allows him to dictate rallies even when he's playing from deep behind the baseline. On hard courts, the pace of the game is faster, and the ball stays low, which means reactions have to be sharp and precise. Agility training develops that first-step quickness that Medvedev depends on. When an opponent strikes the ball, his ability to read it and move instantly gives him a slight edge in positioning. That small advantage is often the difference between hitting a defensive shot and taking control of the rally. His footwork allows him to arrive balanced, which is why his shots remain so clean even under pressure. His aggressive style is closely tied to this movement. Medvedev doesn't always attack by stepping inside the court early. Instead, he builds pressure through consistency. Agility allows him to stay in points long enough to create those opportunities. He can absorb pace, move laterally with ease, and then suddenly redirect the ball with precision. Without that level of footwork, his aggressive intent wouldn't be as effective because he wouldn't consistently get into the right positions to execute. Flow is another key part of his game, and it comes directly from how well he moves. When his footwork is sharp, everything connects. His movement into the ball, his balance at contact, and his recovery for the next shot. This creates a rhythm that's difficult for opponents to break. He looks smooth, not because the game is easy, but because his body is always in the right place at the right time. Agility training reinforces that rhythm by making his movements automatic and efficient. It also plays a Medvedev is one of the best in the world at turning defense into offense, and that comes down to how quickly he can change direction. Hard courts demand strong stopping and pushing ability, and his agility allows him to slide, recover, and explode back into position without losing balance. This is why rallies against him feel exhausting for opponents. Every extra ball they hit comes back with depth and control. Because he positions himself so well, he doesn't have to rush his strokes. That gives him the ability to maintain long rallies without making unforced errors. Over time, this consistency forces opponents to take more risks, often leading to mistakes. It's a subtle but powerful form of aggression that's built on movement rather than just hitting harder. Another benefit is how it helps him handle different, whether he's pulled wide, forced forward, or pushed deep behind the baseline. His agility allows him to adapt instantly. He can transition between these situations without losing structure in his game. This adaptability is crucial on hard courts, where points can change direction quickly.